no waves, no problem, my friend. My friend. So pros and cons of foiling, I guess, versus surfing. The reason I'm doing this video is because I still think foil is viewed as this weird bird when you get in the water. People look at it funny, they don't really understand it, they don't know how it works. A lot of people actually ask me if this is propelled by an engine of some sort. And yeah, I guess my first reaction when I first saw a foil in the water was actually that of both amazement and what the hell is this and why do people do it? What was the first thing you thought or felt when you saw a foiling guy in the water? Like,
It was so good. But
Honestly, I thought it was crazy because it looks like a huge knife. But it looks fun if you know how to do it. And I don't know. I wish I knew how to do it.
you wanna try?
Let's do it. I just need 3 wetsuits.
And now that I do it, I think I can explain what is good and what is bad about it, so that if you maybe want to try it or just understand how it works, you will. Okay, so before my first pros and cons in this video, what I think I need to say is that surfing and foiling are different, and I cannot say I like one more than the other. They're different in the sense that for each conditions and for each mood you have, you could enjoy surfing or foiling in different ways, but both are amazing. Like for those of you like myself who need or want to be in the ocean every day, I just want more toys. I want to be able to play with more stuff. And for some days I really want to surf and rip and do carves and getting barrels and stuff. And other days I just want to enjoy the fact that the ocean is huge and that I can enjoy all of its canvas, and the foil is easier on that aspect. Actually, the first pro is that the ocean just becomes way bigger. You can take advantage of every little bit of energy that the waves have to give you. You don't actually need a wave to push you, just a swell line sometimes is enough, and you're doing turns like 300 and 400 meters away from the point in which everybody else is gonna catch the wave. So you just have a lot more time to enjoy the feeling of riding a wave, I guess. At the same time, the moment of taking off, dropping a wave, can be really sketchy, especially in the beginning. I was a fairly okay surfer when I started foiling, so you know, looking at a 2-foot wave that, you know, just broke was the most normal thing in my life. And once you start foiling, you pedal to a little wave that breaks a bit more hollow, and you understand why it's easier to catch the white water, far away, mushy waves. It's because this thing, because it can harness the power of every little bit of energy in the ocean, it wants to come up. It works like a little airplane. It wants to fly. If you're going fast, if you're going in a little wave that is a bit more hollow, it will throw you overboard and you will get entangled with it. And yeah, then we come to the second con of foiling, I guess. And this is probably the biggest con of foiling. It is the fact that this is kind of a knife. Do you like my hands? They're good hands, no? Good for a commercial about hands or something. They're available hands. This sounds weird. It is built to cut through water. It has to be hydrodynamic, or as a plane is aerodynamic. It works just like a plane, you know. This has a plane shape. There's no engine whatsoever, so it just wants to fly and use the resistance of the water to get lift when you get speed. But because it's so hydrodynamic, it's shaped as yeah, kind of as a knife. It wouldn't be nice to get hit by a plane, and it's just the same feeling you get when you get hit by this. It's as if you're being hit by a wing. So I guess what I'm trying to say is that it is more dangerous to get hit by this than it is getting hit by a normal surfboard, by a rail or something, because it cuts more. There's no other way around it. Like you have to be careful about yourself, the way you fall, and about the other people. But once you understand as well how to turn this, you actually have way more time to be cautious about everybody else, and you have way more time, for example, to decide on whether you're gonna throw the foil away just to avoid being hit by it. There's one way you can never fall, which is if you're doing a turn on this side and you fall here, you're gonna fall straight into the foil. That's the only thing you really need to avoid. Apart from that, you're kinda safe with everything. And this brings us to another pro of foiling, is the fact that lineups are getting crowded. It's getting tougher and tougher to find waves to surf by yourself and to discover a place that has no one. Usually there's a little wave, there's a million people out. Or you have to drive like 3 hours somewhere to some remote place that you don't know it's gonna work. The foiling kind of removes that. If you want, you can foil basically by yourself all the time. I don't do that because I really like coming to my normal beaches and exploring them with a foil, but sometimes you just look around the corner, there's a little white water somewhere, a surfer wouldn't even look at it. With this, you're alone and you're still having a bunch of fun. Like, that's it, the ocean becomes bigger, not just because of the fact that you can explore it while surfing, you can also explore a lot of different waves that you wouldn't even notice if you didn't have the foil goggles. The foil goggles are a thing. But you have to be wary of something. When you're searching for waves, be sure that there's like at least this amount of water above the foil, and this is risking it a lot. Like, this is an expensive thing. That's a con in itself. This is way more expensive than a surfboard. This guy may cost like 1,000 euros. So when you're searching for waves, be mindful of not be hitting this on the sand, for sure, but also on rocks. Like today I had a bunch of waves that I had to eject like really quickly to not hit the sand, and some I did hit the sand. Waves break because it's shallow. So you have to be mindful of it not being too shallow. It can be like as small as you want. It can be like this big. You'll still be able to fly. But this big means it's probably really shallow for it to break. So yeah, be mindful of that. That's a definite con. You have a big thing underneath you. It's not just a little fin. It will hit the sand. If you hit rocks, this thing is carbon, it breaks, and yeah, we don't want it. On the other hand, when you're up on the wave, you get to surf a lot more than if you were surfing with a normal board. I don't have those fancy, sexy watches that tell you how much you need to sleep and how much water you need to drink and stuff like that. But my friends do have it, say that in a normal foil session, like the one I did today, they might do like in between 5 to 10 kilometers of foiling during a section.
But I think it's more fun to use all.
Do you think it's like cheating if you go for an electric one?
Yeah.
A bit cheating?
Cheating.
Me too. I think it's kind of, you can't.
Use your strength.
Imagine like if you could do that on a surfboard on a day like today, you do like at most 500 meters on a wave, and you know, like you'd be standing up 2 or 3 minutes on a surf session while you surf for 1 or 2 hours. On the foil, every wave I did today, I wouldn't say it had less than 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. Like you're 2 minutes actually riding the wave. You catch 5 or 6 waves on the same wave. And that just means that when you start foiling, you evolve like super fast, especially if you have a bit of wave knowledge, if you have a bit of surf knowledge, you're gonna just be able to catch waves. And once you're up, every day there's a bit of evolution that happens just because you get to try stuff. You're on the board a bunch of time. I think I could go on and on about pros and cons of foiling. It's still something that I'm learning, and I'm in the beginning of this. I foiled since a year ago. But what I think I want to say is that this is not as weird as it sounds, although it is absolutely brilliant. Like the physics of it is just amazing, that you don't have an engine and you can power yourself. in between waves. That's just, it's mind-blowing, while not being as dangerous as people think. If you're careful enough, this is super okay. And as I said in the beginning, it just makes you be able to enjoy the ocean in ways that you maybe wouldn't have thought of before you started. And who doesn't want to enjoy the ocean a bit more if they can, no?